All right, what's up, guys? Sorry that it's 6 minutes late. The restream was acting kind of dumb. Also, you might hear my dog barking in the background. Apparently, there's werewolves in the woods right now, or bears, or neighborhood dogs, some shit like that. Anyways, the reason why I'm doing this live stream is it's kind of been like I've just been seeing way too much degenerate behavior. Okay. Uh, and the whole title of this came from Sonny on the phone with him. Myself and I believe Tom Holyby was on there with me at the same time, Ashigaru Defense. He was talking about how this industry is not worth saving. And I totally agree. And I think it was said very well by him. Now, what am I seeing? And this is very off the cuff. I wanted to do bullet points and have good talking points, but y'all can comment stuff and maybe suggest things along the way. Well, first off, the whole thing with Grand Thumb. Now, whether or not he's in the wrong or whatever happened in the relationship, that's none of our fucking business. And if it were you in his shoes, you would be saying the same thing. I think Barrel and Hatchet did the best job because if I remember correctly, they did a post praying for their family. Isn't that better? Isn't that what we should be doing instead of a bunch of fucking losers on the internet talking shit about someone they have never met? Furthermore, if you do want to talk shit to that guy, why don't you say that in front of his kids? Would you do that? If not, then maybe you shouldn't be posting it all over the internet. Again, complete degenerate loser fucking behavior. Now, on YouTube, I always get a lot of dumb comments. It happens, right? And sometimes, in the past, I've been provoking them even. Guilty completely. And it works, I'm trying not to do that as much anymore. And I can't promise I'll never do in the future, but I'm going to refrain from doing that. I'm going to try to make it positive and educational. But, I would always get dumb comments and, there would be trolls and haters and shit talkers and whatnot. I think Instagram is way worse. And it almost seems like, the phrase, it's cool on Instagram. I kind of think that has a bearing where it's like, that is the true cesspool of the gun community. Like we're all the real shit talking negativity comes from. And it's okay. It doesn't crush me if someone talks shit on me. Believe me, I would have given up a long time ago if that were the case. But it's like, should we even be entertaining those people? Should we even be associating with them? I've been choosing not to. I've had recently a couple people shit talk and challenge me to live streams to defend my position. And what was the position? Hey, you're good at shooting with the rifle in the right hand, but you should also get good at it with the left hand because you can use cover better. You can move better. Eye may get fucked up, so you have to switch eye. Or your hand may get fucked up, so you'd be better off switching hands. Pretty logical. Why do I have to go on someone's fucking live stream and defend it? That is the gayest, dumbest shit I've ever seen. Then also, I watched a live stream that probably most of you, actually, probably most of you aren't that aware of it because you don't pay much attention to that stuff. It, honestly, it was a distraction for me and I shouldn't have even watched it. But what I saw was, there was two YouTubers on there that I thought, well, three that I think are just fine. No issue with anything I've ever seen from them. They're just civilian dudes that do gear reviews, and it was Focus Strip, Hop, and Brass Facts. Everything I've seen from them has been good. The conduct of the other dudes, well, Stoger, I don't really have much of a problem with, and even T-Rex Arms, I don't really have much of a problem with Lucas Botkins. There's some things that he's, said or done before that I was like really not cool with, but overall it's like, whatever. I'm not gonna like everything everyone does, and I think that's that's a place that we should all get to. Is like we're not always going to agree on everything, but there's one dude on there, famous instructor. It was like how is it that you can go 30 minutes without being able to answer a simple question, and then you have to resort to name calling and yelling and threatening and shit talking. Very embarrassing. All right. So stuff like that, getting in the comments and shit talking and trying to tear people down. I don't think there's ever been a video that I have personally commented on of someone else's shit talking. And the only time I'd ever do the back and forth is when they came to my channel and did that. I mean, I might be wrong. There might be a time when I did, but the only time I can remember commenting on someone else's channel talking shit was when they were literally making a video about me. So, I mean, I think that's something different. It's not just going out and being like, this guy, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I think it's a very unhealthy, dumb thing. And the better way to handle it is kind of like the approach I've been trying to take, where I don't necessarily call out a dude in a video to say that this guy says this thing and this thing is dumb. I take an idea, like looking at the holster every time, and I explain why it's dumb, or always unloading your gun for things that it doesn't need to be unloaded for, and explain why that's dumb, and I've also done a lot shorter form content, so you can't get the full picture, but it's also like I expect you to be able to think critically. And, one thing that is going to naturally happen from that is it's going to be where people will not think critically. They will not seek understanding. They will instead inject their own thoughts into it, which is like things that were not said, mentioned, or like meant to be a part of it. It's just they're putting their own thing in there. And this is where, I have a saying that there's no such thing as common sense, because common sense is just beliefs or knowledge that you have that you think everyone should have. But we've all done retarded shit. We've also all believed dumb shit at one point that now we're like, man, I can't believe I used to think like that. So that's where I say there's no such thing as common sense, especially like, dudes, we put our wiener in the wrong person, we are reckless, and they say like, oh, girls are emotional, dudes are highly emotional. And that's actually a huge problem within this gun community as well. Emotional over like the dumbest shit. Like, you press the button or pull the thing to reload, so you're a piece of shit and you're going to get people killed, blah, blah, blah. Things that are of very little importance. So anyways, there's all that. So it's like kind of like the way people act, I think, is a huge embarrassment to all gun owners as a whole. Now, I'm not a part of the gun community. Don't even call me that. Like, I am a part of the train community, you could say, but even that, it's like I'm not like all trainers, and I don't want to train with all trainers. There are certain people that I really enjoy training with and that I recommend, and some of them their classes are nothing like mine. Jared Reston, love training with that dude. Great instructor, and he's a gunfight guy too, who does do the performance side, so very heavy on technique, but he also does do quite a bit of mindset in his classes, if you're actually paying attention. Connect Consulting, John Dufresne, trained with him. Tremendous class, super knowledgeable guy. His classes are nothing like mine. Although there are some things that I took from him and I give credit for when I'm teaching. I'll be like, hey, I learned this thing from John, and I'll show them that thing. But what do we need? Because I'm not just trying to bring you guys a problem and bitch about the problem. And this is coming from a conversation that I had with Sonny, who's actually going to be doing a live stream here at the half hour mark, whatever time zone you're in. So in 14 minutes. But, we need to create something better. Now, I think James Yeager was doing an excellent job of that with Tactical Response. And I don't think even James Yeager was perfect. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, right? But we can take that, what he did, and we can use that as a blueprint. We can use that to look at how we could build something better and how could we even improve upon what he was able to accomplish. And I also apologize right now for not doing more video content. I feel like I owe it to you guys. And I feel like it's a thing that needs to be there because, only James can do James's videos, of course, right? But he did inspire a lot of people like me that should now be paying it forward by doing those videos and growing our culture, what we are doing. Okay. So that's one thing. Just looking at how James was able to do it and being able to kind of adopt the same thing. Another part of it, I think Barrel and Hatchet are doing a good job. I think Orion Training Group are doing a good job is with Christian influence. Now, it's not like, I don't think it's that in your face. If anything, Barrel and Hatchet's more in your face about it, but they're not like, crazy in your face about it. They're just like, we pray and, we love Jesus, and they'll talk about some Bible stuff. And I think that's awesome. Even if you're not a believer, I think you can get a positive message out of it. And I think they're doing a good job of that. So I believe connecting more with guys like that, and Barron Hatcher in Florida. So by all means, like I should have connected with them by now. And I do plan on doing that in the near future. I have at least one student that has trained with them and really like them. So, and they go to area training facility sometimes, which is like one of my home ranges. So connecting with people like that. There's a lot of drama in the industry, and drama is gay and stupid, and it needs to die. It needs to be chained up and starved in a basement and lit on fire. Like, get rid of the drama. We don't need it. Like, we're supposed to be these stoic badasses that do the right thing and are tough guys and all that. But then it always goes back into, oh, he did this thing. And then fucking people are talking behind each other's backs and whatnot. And it's disgusting. It's not the way it should be conducted at all. I don't want to go in and say like the things I've seen and heard because it's not going to help anything. It's just that behavior as a whole needs to die. We don't need more fucking drama. And here's the thing too. Everyone trying to like tear apart this or that guy. Like, for instance, the guys that I really didn't like that I've had recent interactions with and the negative things I've seen, I'm not going to name them by name. Because it's going to start more drama, number one. And I don't want that. And yeah, there's the whole thing of like, you're going to just give them more attention. That's true too. But it's like, just talk about the conduct, talk about the idea, how a thing is done. I think that's the way things should be addressed more than anything. Being distracted by the comments, I should read those after. But setting the example, I think, is most important, So we need to like kind of connect with the good people, and we need to set the example of how the conduct should be. Furthermore, damn, I totally forgot where I was going with it. Damn, I had a really good point and it just completely lost me. But okay, so setting the example, growing the culture, putting out more video content. I have a lot of friends who've been saying they're going to start making videos for a long time, and I feel like I haven't been doing shit, but I've done probably 50 times as much as them, just by the volume of videos. So all those guys need to do more of it. What's up, Firearms and Fitness? Hey, Firearms and Fitness is in the channel. You should give him a subscription. He's got some good content, and he seems like a positive dude. Oh, this is where I was going with it. Okay, so instead of tearing apart each other, right, creating drama, shit talking, and doing some gay live stream where we're gonna fucking attack each other because someone likes this gun and that gun's trash, or he likes to reload a certain way, or whatever dumb thing that people are gonna get mad about. Well, like, again, just like make a video or demonstrate why your idea is better. You can do that in a positive way without trying to shit talk other people. Because when someone is trying to get into this and they see that, it makes it just look like a complete fucking shit show, which it is. So all the criticism that we get from that, we absolutely 100 fucking deserve. 100%. We deserve to lose our rights even. You know why? Because we spend more time trying to tear each other apart than we do trying to make ourselves better. That's why I do not consider myself a part of the gun community. That shit's fucking bullshit. And I don't want to have any part of it. And so anyone that now is coming on and they conduct themselves that way, like they make a shitty video about me, or they, put some trashy comments. Like if you come in asking a question, seeking understanding, absolutely, I want to have the talk. If you totally disagree with me or someone else, not just me, I'm not special. But if you disagree with someone, you can send a private message. You can send an email. You can do something like that. And even if you think like that person's doing a horrible thing, you can be like, hey man, check this out. And this is why. For instance, Tom Holyby, he made a video, and he screwed up something that he said about a sling, and it sounded fucking crazy, and he became famous for it. Now, I never went on and trashed him, even though I thought he was fucking crazy for it, right? I sent him a video being like, hey man, I think this is where you're going with it, and check out this thing I have on my sling to quickly detach it. And then he actually ordered a sling for me, which he didn't have to do. But that was super cool, and now I'm bros with him. I talk to him all the damn time. We don't agree on everything. Actually, there's principles we agree on. Lots of philosophies we differ on, but that's okay. We're both seeking understanding. That's the way it should be. But while the gun community is fucking at each other's throats, tearing each other apart for the dumbest shit, Democrats, liberals are defending pedophiles. So while someone is getting mad that someone else recommended a gun that sucks, and they're making videos about that and freaking out about that, pedophiles are walking our streets free. Antifa was a problem. Now we don't really see them anymore, but I mean, like, what repercussions they really have. So, like, my point there is not so much we need to be afraid of pedophiles or Antifa or whatever thing it is. My point is, while we're tearing each other apart for little shit that doesn't matter, they're supporting the worst kind of person just because they get a vote, just because they're on their side. And I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should support the worst type of person. Like I said, we should have a clear way we conduct ourselves, and we should follow that. But like, look at how garbage of a team we are. I'm not on that team now. Like I said, trying to create something better, trying to build something better. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's actually going to take work from you guys. Like, you guys have to put it in too. So anyways, that's my little rant. Just shit that's been on my mind recently. One thing, it's real sad not having Jaeger here anymore. Not seeing his message put out. But even if he's passed, he was every human's gonna die eventually. So the more important thing is, what are we gonna do now? And the state of the industry is not good at all. But there are some really positive people. So if you guys got like trainers or YouTube channels or some sort of influence that you guys like, doesn't even necessarily have to be gun related. Like, I really like Andy Frisella. Again, I don't agree with everything he says, but he would be a good one to look at. Now I'm gonna start reading through some of the comments, respond to some of them, and then I'm gonna get off. Also, gear orders. It just finished up a shit ton of bandoliers. I have a few more to make to fulfill the orders. Making fanny packs, and I'm making Evans radio bags. Now, something cool, I'm working on projects for another company. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but anyways, I'm looking at them right there. And when those projects are available, they'll be widely available. So that's another cool thing, is I'm not just designing gear for myself and Radio Made Easy anymore. So you guys can look forward to that. Demons, yes, absolutely. What's up, Uncle Guns? Skunk apes, yep, we have them here for real. Like, even my mom is like, no, you like, I saw one. You don't believe me? I'm like, I do. And it was like, no, listen, I saw it. Man, it'd be fun to do a paranormal show. Adam, what's up, man? Hey, are any of you guys going to be at Tactical Response this weekend for Jaegerfest? Max said, you have more to offer with positive and educational, my brother. Maybe not as many views, but and that's something Sonny had a critique on, is he was like, what we do short form content, you only have a minute to explain a thing. And so you're naturally going to get dumber people with that, which is true. I still have been successful with my message in short form content, because I've seen it in the comments. Are like, dude, I thought you were stupid at first. Now I totally get it, and I feel like I was in the wrong there. And I'm like, all right, good. I'm not trying to reach everyone, but that was what counted. All right, let's all play Gun Blue, Paul Harrell, Mix Up 89, or where I turn to for answers. At this point, I almost avoid anyone younger because I don't care for the TikTok mentality. Is so prevalent. Yeah, it is. I'm not much of against people based on their age, though. It's like people say like, oh, this younger generation, they're blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of fucked up shit from my parents' generation and people older than that. Especially, like, it's really crazy when you're in the gym and, this old guy keeps coming up and saying hello, and then eventually tells you he went AWOL from the army, and then he ran out on his family. And then you're like, dude, stay the fuck away from me. Because I've had that exact experience before. But I do get where you're coming from. It's kind of like, what is the content? Is it educational? Is it entertaining, or is it meant to be like, TikTok fucking changing camera angles constantly and just trying to give you constant dopamine hits and max stimulation? Uncle Guns, this childish speak and cartoony stuff is prevalent in the last 10 years or so. Has to stop, in my opinion. Pew pew, no step on snake, etc. Yeah. It's not helping anyone. Yeah. One phrase that I hate is law-abiding citizen. It's basically saying, like, I will happily follow all these gay retarded laws set up by people who will never be there in my emergency and that don't give a fuck if I die or not, or my family. Yeah. More gun influencers get paid to push products. Keeping that in mind. Yep, that's true. I'm actually trying to get paid to push products now, but it's going to be products that I like. Like most I've gone. Recently, I got sent 1791 belts and holsters, and I've actually been wearing the 1791 belt. Pretty sweet. I want to do a review on that in the future. I didn't get paid money for it, but I definitely I like money. So it'd have to be a product I agree with, but I'm actually looking for that. Peter, I literally just picked up some Battleborn Pro Lube. It was 6 times more expensive than Ruin Oil, but I had to try it. Okay. Wired also talks about Christianity on his lives often. Okay, Wired I have not heard of. That's cool. Everyone subscribe to Sam Russell too. That's my bro. He actually ran the first Proving Grounds class. He was in my test run for that. Let's all play stuff learning. Half the stuff, like the game 100% agreed. Sites enough on eBay with factory parts. Okay. Yeah, I do wish YouTube had private messages, but there's Instagram, has DMs, and then there's email. If they have a fucking website at least. And if you can't contact them, you can still put out content addressing an idea. And you can do it in a non-cunty way, being like some guys are posting this and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do that. You just be like, hey, it's been said a lot that this thing is the way to do it, but consider this, this, and this when you could instead do it this way, and it does these things. Simple format that everyone can follow. Okay, let's all play. If possible, say a prayer for Blackie Thomas, who recently had a stroke. He is a good dude who is on the team. All right, so dudes who pray, Blackie Thomas had a stroke. Give him a prayer. I can do that. I'm just not really the guy to do that on live stream, so it'd be more a thing I would do in private. I'd like to get to where I pray on live streams, but honestly, I don't feel like I would be authentic if I were doing it right now. Okay, and I also would want to look them up beforehand. It would make it a lot more real. I got the director of the ATF. Yeah. If I want to make a long video, sometimes I'll use shorts to practice different bullet points. Yep. Proving Grounds was badass, but Andrew never scored our hits. We did score a hit. It was just in a conversation. And Sam, of course, is referring to another Instagram shit talker. Like, no, they're not even scoring their hits in a force-on-force class. Yeah. Like, sorry, I didn't, in my 1-minute video trying to show only action clips, that you didn't show us having the 5-minute debrief, after each time we ran through something. All right. Thank you for the video you made of a military style reload for AR-15. I've gone pretty quick. Well, I don't really do some of the stuff I teach I did learn in the Marine Corps, but I don't really do necessarily military style, and even my reloads. Everything's at least slightly different. There's the only reload thing, and I don't have video content on it, but I went back to doing the L-shape tactical reload, which I used to do, and I went away from. It was only emergency reloads, just do it one way, and now I'm back to it. So, but I'm glad you liked it, whichever video it was. The principles on that, though, is you can think about it like this. You normally get reloads. You don't normally get malfunctions. So if you were to get a malfunction in an emergency, the stimulus is my gun stopped working. So you might think it's a reload and just start doing that. Not the end of the world if that happens. And that's why I teach new mag up, rip out old mag, insert, pull, and rack with ejection port down. Because it's not 100%. But like I have a video demonstrating it with type 1, 2, and 3, and also if the bolt just didn't lock to the rear, or if the bolt, you switch to your pistol and that bolt gets sent forward when it bounces off your kit or off your body. I demonstrate my reload technique it was in a short format video. And reason why I have that is why I use that one is it's the most reliable reload, and it can clear malfunctions without you even knowing you had one. But anyways, Snipe Ezekias is live right now. So all you guys here that watch him, that know about him, you should hop on over to his live stream. I just wanted to do a quick video. If you don't know Sonny, you should check out Ford Train Concepts. He will really open your mind on a lot of things and make you question a lot of things. He's like a dude where in class, we could just be sitting down having a conversation, kind of lecture, but more back and forth. And you'll be like, fuck, I want to hear everything this dude has to say. Very fortunate to have him as a friend in my life, a guy who I will bounce ideas off of. I a lot of times will specifically call him because I know he disagrees with where I'm going with it, and I want to hear his why. And that's a big fucking part of this whole thing that I've been talking about, guys. Is like, before you try to be right, seek understanding. Before you try to say someone's wrong, try to seek understanding. Like, think about how much better of a world we would be in if we all seeked understanding before we chose to say our side, right? It's like, I think I don't study stoicism, but I'm pretty sure that's a principle of it, right? Like, there's a saying is like, and then the wise man said nothing. So, anyways, that's one of the reasons why I like calling Sonny, is that I know he's going to disagree with at least a part of what I'm thinking. And he usually will send me in another direction to think about than where I was going. So that's one of my favorite parts about him. All right, last comment. Can I get your quick opinion on whether or not you consider racking your pistol dot off a hard surface is a viable option or not? I got a lot of heat in a video I did for doing that and the optic. Okay, so what he's talking about, at least if I'm reading this correctly, is you got a pistol with a red dot on it. So like one-handed manipulations is you just rack it off of something. Like there's a lot of things I could rack a gun off of in this room. So racking it off of the optic. Now, I'm fine with it. Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics, has done many red dot pistol or red dots for pistols reviews on them. And that's a part of his testing, is racking it off of a ledge. And the other thing too is like, you can't be afraid of fucking up that optic, so there's a risk to it. You could totally break your glass, but it's not the end of the world, and you should be able to do it. The things I look for in a red dot, well, okay, we'll just go to the one specific part that applies to this. I do like enclosed, but the other thing would be instead of two bolts going down, two little screws going down, having one big screw going across. It's harder to break that, more clamping force. And am much less worried about it with that. It's more a longevity thing than just the racking thing. But I also do kind of think that if you did bump it loose, the zero's not going to be so far off that you can't finish the fight with it. It's like, obviously, we don't want that to happen at all. But if it has to happen, it has to happen. And, I am a fan of putting the rear sight mounted in front of the red dot so that you could hopefully rack it off of that. And I also think aiming overall, it's better that way. But that being said, it's like if you can't quite rack it off of the rear sight, then you rack it off the optic. It's like a thing you had to do. And I think it's a thing you should just test anyways. But I should do a whole rabbit hole live stream on red dot pistols. And I know you said you wanted to take the red dot pistol class I have. I think you'd really dig it. Talking about that, I don't think I have one coming up on the schedule, but I can schedule it anyways, because I have some weekends that I haven't put anything on for yet. But kind of like my red dot pistol class is kind of like first understanding threat focus, target focus shooting. There's some stuff about grip in there. There's a little bit of how to shoot a gun in there, but it's more a class that I'm like, guys should just come here understanding that. But then there's one piece I give everyone that kind of like, straightens everything out. But so it's kind of like understanding target focus, understanding presentation, understanding draw stroke. But then we're doing more stuff like ready positions and cover ready and working around cover and stuff like that, shooting on the move, where it's like you don't always have to find the dot on the draw stroke. There's like a bunch of other shit you do where you have to find the dot after that. Now, a big secret to all this is just your presentation that you have when you draw your gun. After you reload, do that. If you're going from gun up, do that. If you're going from gun down, do that. And if you can make that single movement a central movement to all the manipulations you do with the gun and all the positions you would have the gun in, then it really straightens things out. But there's still other, things like having a low ready, or even, I call it hands if I can see his hands above the gun, or ground if I'm pointing it at the ground. Like there, being able to bring it up and acquire your dot and the target quickly. That's important. But then a lot of the class is much more about like losing the dot, understanding that like even with parallax and movement and all this shit, like it's fine. And I've, even the class I'm teaching now is way different than the one I did a month ago in PA, just with the tweaks I've made. Well, I wouldn't say way different. It's just there's some things I'm like, got rid of that shit and put in this stuff. It's a very autistically deep dive on the red dot. And I lied. I'm going to read a couple more of these because I'm kind of enjoying this. All right. And I said I wouldn't trust the optic because of it. So when you racked it, did it have a problem? I know you got more comments coming up. All right. By the way, if you take a class with barrel and hatchet, holla, because I'll take it with you. I've been meaning to take their red dot pistol class and consider qualifying for their gym situation. Yeah, I'm down for that. You should take my red dot pistol class too, though. Because it's like the thing, there's really good red dot pistol classes out there. The issue I have with the ones I've taken is it's mostly focused on performance shooting, not so much on the red dot. So, like, if you were to learn red dot from me, you'd want to come take red dot pistol already being a pretty stellar shooter, or take pistol skills 1 and then red dot pistol. And you could do it like pistol skills 1 and the next day take red dot pistol, because sometimes they schedule it like that. Or put some time in between. But like pistol skills 1 is like my performance shooting class, but it's not really like all right, we're going to use the timer and see how fast you are now and how good you are now. It's more like a super autistically deep dive on technique. It's fun though. That's one thing I can say is it's fun. And also, I hope you're healed up because I'm kind of sick of you having things going on where I can't see you. Stop being broken, Cowabunga. Would love to be a part of it, and I'm trying to sign up for your class in February. Okay, which one? Haven't trained with Sonny, but I feel the same way about Jay. Yeah, Jay is awesome. He is, man, and it's funny because with Jay, I'll disagree with something he says, and then like 6 months later, I'll understand it. It's funny. But yeah, Jay is great. He is very good at simplifying big things. That's like, I think, a superpower he has. Your Red Physical class was excellent. Thank you, sir. Check out the sweatshirt. Everyone should be subscribed to Max's Path as well. That fucker lost 0 hard, like not on the paper at 35 yards. Yeah, 35 yards. But like, I mean, not on the paper. Are we talking about, a piece of printer paper and it's just over here? Because at 35 yards, yeah, your 0 really, really matters. Inside of 10, the 0 is important, of course, but it's not like, it's not the end of the world, if it got knocked loose. And I would, the thing I'm thinking again, is it milled to the gun and is it a cross bolt? Or if it's 2 screws going down into a plate that has 2 screws going down, that just introduces more problems within the mounting situation. Oh, pistol skills. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you'll dig that. Funny thing too, the stuff I go over as far as like grip and presentation and pistol skills, I've really honed those things. And whenever you do a red dot pistol class, there should be a block on what to do when your red dot pistol goes down. I initially getting into red dot pistols was like, fucking none of these techniques are working. But at least in the last class I taught, it seemed like every technique worked great for me just because of the principles I teach on how to grip and present the gun. It's kind of like when you thoroughly do those things, then the rest of it is easier. And, I'm not talking crazy distance because we're saying the optic's broken and we're basically point shooting, but we're gross sight picture. We're referencing parts of the gun in different ways to achieve accurate hits. And, I just have them try at 5 yards. I don't do a long block on that. But I was getting all heart hits with the techniques except for one. Now my thing is like I haven't truly honed those skills one-handed with each hand. So I'm interested in seeing how that works out. Well, full size silhouette. Yeah, that would be a problem. But also, again, broken optic. If you have a solid, like after pistol skills 1, really hone the shit that I teach on grip and presentation in there. After you get those things done, then like the different methods of aim with a non-functioning optic, those should really work out. And the other thing I would suggest is having a large set of iron sights on it for backup sights. And that's a crazy thing. Everyone's like, you don't need backup sights because iron sights mess up just as often as red dots. Like, no, fucking iron sights are definitely more robust than red dots. Now that takes like things like Loctite, and even you can what's the word? Stake it. You can stake your sights even if you really want to. But like, yeah, having a big set of backup sights. I just got an Acro P2 that I'm going to get a gun milled for. And I'm going to put big dots on that. So it'll be big dots in front, Acro P2 milled in the back. And I think that's probably the ideal red dot setup. Although I know Primary Arms just came out with a new reticle and new enclosed optics. So that might be the new hotness. And maybe I spent too much money on the aim point, but I wanted a fucking aim point anyways. So we'll see. All right. I think this. I think the selection of what to do when / if it goes down was great. Good. I noticed the difference on draw before firing it was so bad. Difference on the draw. Okay, probably after it was fucked up. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't really see irons. They are just straight fuzzy to me. Try out XS Big Dots or F8s from XS sites. I think both of those are really good. They're bigger. I'm like right now I'm wearing, I think they're +5. They might be +6. I just ordered more of these glasses and I was like, these aren't as powerful. So I have to recheck. But these are $3 readers. I'm blind as fuck. I can see my sights even without my glasses. Using like big dots. The other thing to consider with that too is like even if you're a dude who does wear glasses or contacts or something, getting out of the car, glasses are fogged up. If I have to shoot someone right when my glasses are fogged up, I might have to do one of these and look over to see the sights. Your eyes are going to get worse over time, and contact lenses fall out. So, all right. Well, that's it, guys. Yeah, I went much longer than I actually wanted to. Like I said, Sonny Fazekas, Ford Train Concepts, he's doing live. You also go check that out. Catching up on gear. Got train classes coming up. Lots of traveling classes coming to Kentucky in February. And I got a bunch more stuff. Just look at the schedule on my website. You can see it. Also, Firearms and Fitness, send me an email if you do sign up for Pistol Skills 1 and let me know it's you. Don't get me wrong, I have silhouettes with irons doing soft sight focus. Yeah. All right. What's the title mean? Oh, well, you're gonna have to. Sorry, man. I'm in the live stream right now, but just go back and watch it. Basically, it's the conduct of the gun community. But all right, guys, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Mark, Happy New Year to you as well. Keep fighting communism.